It is Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Jonathan Bogert. I told you when Jonathan Bogert comes in, he usually has somebody with him. And today he has actually two gentlemen with him, and we're going to meet them. Gentlemen quite familiar to us this morning here on Indiana in the morning. Our visit is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd.
Who are these guys, these rapscallions you have with you today?
This morning I brought a commander and a sheriff.
There you go.
So, yes.
Well, indeed you do. Wesley Wertz with us this morning, Bob Fyock as well. And Jonathan, if these gentlemen are here, it must be time for what has become a very, very poignant event for the Historical and Genealogical Society.
Yes, our 6th annual National Vietnam War Veterans Day program. This is our 6th year doing it, and I believe it's the last according to the commemoration. So there was a commemoration period set. So we have some special things for this final one, and we're excited to share that. But for folks listening, if they want to join us, if they have family who served or are a veteran themselves, on the 29th at 6:30 p.m., they're welcome to join us at the American Legion on Philadelphia Street.
So the American Legion is where this is happening. You said the 29th.
Yes, the 29th. It's a Saturday.
No need to sign up ahead of time?
They can contact the Society or Wesley at the Legion, and then all those RSVPs will get pulled to us. And then that helps us prepare that commemorative piece that we're going to be handing out, and just for refreshments and everything else.
Yeah. So, wonderful event. Well, let's talk Sheriff Fyock. You've got the microphone right in front of you as well. You are a Vietnam veteran. In fact, you are wearing this morning the uniform that you wore when you came home.
Yes, that was issued to me in December of 1970 when I returned from Nam.
Mm-hmm.
So it still fits, and it's got some holes and everything, but I'm trying to keep it up to date as much as possible.
Yeah, well, obviously it's very special to you, but the time that you spent there and the people with whom you served are very, very special to you as well.
Yes. Actually, one of the biggest problem is all the Vietnam veterans, but now it's declared as the Vietnam War Era program, were the most mistreated, disrespected, and even a lot were physically abused when they returned from Nam, because society just didn't want us over there. And that was one of the legacies of the Vietnam veteran, that any military personnel returning now should never be treated the way we were.
Mm-hmm.
And it still bothers me a lot, but over the years it's getting better.
Yeah.
And it's just a thing, and we want to have this recognition, like Jonathan said, this will be the final one for this recognition period this year.
Mm-hmm.
But we greatly appreciate it, and we still want to make sure that all our veterans, that even now that's all the veterans that were during the Vietnam War era that served in country or even anywhere else around the world are going to be recognized.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, for you, do you have the opportunity to be and to speak with people who were in your unit when you were in Vietnam?
I have ran across a couple that were in my unit, but not very many, but other Vietnam veterans throughout the county. I'm always meeting with them and talking with them, whether it's through the VFW, the American Legion, the disabled Vietnam War veterans, that kind of thing, or even attending some of the places where they're being in medical treated facilities at this time. But they need to be recognized.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that we do that as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, let's bring Wesley Wertz into this conversation as well. Wesley, this obviously is a very meaningful ceremony and event for Vietnam veterans, but for their families as well.
It is, yes. And as of speaking right now, Jonathan mentioned about sign-ups, and we've had quite a few come in and sign up in RSVP already, and we're definitely expecting a few more outside of that. We do have a nice program lined up to include a couple of musical numbers, a roll call of our deceased, our KIA or MIA Vietnam veterans, and explanation of our commemorative gift that we have this year, and then just recognizing all of the living and deceased at the same time. We will have displays of the Indiana County wall that heals that was made from when the traveling wall came. And then there's also a wreath that's going to be placed for every KIA MIA present. And this year's program has definitely expanded with our sponsors. I'd just like to name some of them. Not only from My American Legion Post 141, but we had Post 493, the VFW Post 1989, the Auxiliary Unit 141, Auxiliary 407, SAL Squadron 141, the Home Association 141, our American Legion Riders 141, Sheriff Fyock, and the Historical and Genealogical Society of Indiana.
Yeah.
So it has grown for our last year, and I can't be prouder.
Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan, on the night of the event, Wesley mentioned there will be some music and obviously plenty of reminiscing going on. What else does the program look like?
So one thing that we're doing extra this year, that the doors actually open at 5:30. We're doing an extra, we'll call it a photo opportunity for those Vietnam War era veterans interested. Going through the collection at the Historical Society, I'll see pictures from World War I, World War II of guys in their civilian, clothes after the conflict that they were in, and it serves as a marker and a reference for, their life after the service. And so we're looking to do that at this program as well as an additional sort of commemorative piece. So they're going to be able to have the option to have their photograph taken, and then it'll serve as a permanent record for the county so that 50 or 100 years from now, when people are looking through the records, there will be something there to commemorate and remember those who served.
At the society and at the museum, are there many items of Vietnam War memorabilia?
We have a couple of uniforms and items that have come to us. Typically, we see that as a generation, passes on, we get more items. Like World War II, we have many, many World War II items, but we have many Vietnam War era veterans still alive. So those are still in private collections, but a couple have made it to the society. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Sheriff Fyock, let's talk a little bit more with you about the experience of the Vietnam War veteran in country at the time that you were serving. People who were home watching the nightly reports on TV, which was the way that most of us got our news from the Vietnam War, we didn't understand what was really going on and what you were going through. You and your fellow brethren in the U.S. military. It was a war unlike any that was ever fought, and probably any that has ever been fought since then. That lack of understanding contributed to the treatment that you were talking about when Vietnam veterans came home.
That was the thing that that war was basically lost because of what was put out on the news every night. It was always the negative stuff that was portrayed. It wasn't the good things that happened, how we did save lives over there and we tried to help people, but it was all the negative stuff. And a lot of them was known as, the thing that always bothered me was your Vietnam veterans are known as baby killers. And we did this and we did that. And again, there's just so much negativity that was on that television or radio every night about what was going on over there.
In the intervening years and in today's day and age, I know that it's better that people relate to Vietnam War veterans much more positively than they did certainly back then in the day when we were in the midst of it. For you and for those brethren of yours who served in Vietnam, when you get together for events such as this one that will happen on the 29th, I would characterize that probably as a time of healing. Is that the way that you would look at it?
I would say it is, because a lot of times now that a lot of the negativity that we had to deal with is over, but yet we still remember it. But there's times that we had good times too, and I guess there's times you just really start clowning around. it breaks the seriousness
Yeah.
of everything. But you're having a good time, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, the tension.
It was there, but now it's over, and we're still having to live with it. But it's getting easier for us. There's still times, even today, that I'll just be doing something, and next thing I know, I'm snapped right back over to Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
And a lot of even the current military personnel are the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to deal with this. And we have stuff out there today that the veterans are being taken care of properly.
Yeah.
That was such a negative thing for years, but now things are coming more to help the veterans for what they did.
Yeah.
Thank them for their service.
Wes Wertz, you, in the position you find yourself in, you have the opportunity and have for years been able to talk maybe on a more limited basis with the World War II veterans as they have passed on. But the Korean War veterans, they're still with us, some of them. Vietnam War is the next oldest of those who served in wartime. And that particular generation, in conjunction with, say, the Desert Storm veterans and the war that came after that, the Middle East conflicts that have come after that, the opportunity for that intergenerational relationship, that has to be a very valuable thing for veterans, does it not?
It is, and it's nice to see that on an everyday basis because our Vietnam entry of World War veterans, we do still have some that come around on a regular basis, in fact, daily basis, and interact with even Iraqi freedom and Afghanistan veterans on a first name basis, chum buddies, so it's nice to see that intergenerational. There isn't a whole lot of necessarily talk, but like Sheriff Fyock said, more or less like kind of carrying on and being friends, but it breaks that tension up too, because nobody wants to infiltrate and question them whenever they're not willing to talk about it.
Yeah. There's a level of understanding that a veteran is going to have for someone, even if the conflict in which they served was a different one than the one in which the Vietnam War veterans served.
Correct.
Jonathan, if you would, in our closing moments here, if you could give the information again about people who want to attend the event or you'd like to come attend the event, the dates and the times. And
Yes, again, Saturday, March 29th, that's coming up quick, at 6:30 p.m. at the American Legion. Again, this Saturday, March 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the American Legion. Anyone who wants to attend, please RSVP, and they can do that to the Historical Society or the Legion. Our contact information is hgsic.org or 724-463-9600. And we welcome all. And the big thing is to thank our Vietnam War era veterans for their service and really to welcome them home for this.
absolutely. All right. It's happening Saturday, and not just the vets themselves, their families as well.
Their families as well, yes.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in to visit with us. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Couple of moments away from Fox News at the top.